There we go. Okay, so we're going to start. We've got about six qigong moves, and then we're going to go into the 2 different breath moves. So I've kind of broken everything down into moves. So our first qigong move is going to be shaking, and we're going to do that sitting today. And then we're going to go into some knocking, and then we're going to go to the pump. Then we're going to expand to the 6 directions, and we'll do some turning the wheel and then some centering. After that, we'll do 2 breath moves. We're going to go between fanning the flames and embryonic breathing. So I'll demonstrate those and we will guide you along, and then we'll go into one of the Enneagrams. So we'll start with shaking, and to do it sitting, we're going to do it like this. We just breathe in and out the nose, tongue to the roof of the mouth, and we smile. This is also known as emptying the cup. We want to empty the cup before we fill it with all new goodness. I don't know if you've ever had like a cup of orange juice or something, and then you just start pouring coffee in it. It's not a good time. So we're going to empty the orange juice and then put coffee in. 1 drink at a time. Tastes better. We're focused on the inhalation and the exhalation. Inhalation is like dragon breath. Exhalation is like tiger breath. Dragon breath is kind of like yawning to me, and I like to do it on the inhale. And tiger breath is more like humming or yelling. I don't know if you can you yell hum? And we work the abdominal. So that's for clearing tension. And then the dragon is, it's like surprise or like yawning, or like you're just taking a breath of air, like you've been underwater for a long, long time. 1 dragon breath is like 20 normal inhales. Pretty cool. All right, now we're going to go to knocking. So we're going to start by knocking on the terminus. The terminus is the start of the lymphatic pump. Heart is a circulatory system, and so it goes around and the heart pumps it in and out. And then the lymphatic system is more seen as a one-way. And so what we're doing here is the arteries are always expanded, and we say arteries follow nerves. And then the veins follow the lymphatic system, but the veins tend to collapse, and so do lymphatic vessels. So all this stuff we're doing is to open up veins and the lymphatic system while maintaining awareness of arteries and nerves. Very cool. The yin and the yang channels, we'll call it. All right, now we're going to slap down the inside of the arm toward the wrist, turning the wrist over and up the backside toward the neck and shoulders, clearing the pathways. This is again opening up the lymph and the veins for better return flow to the heart and circulation of our energy or our chi throughout the body. We're going to do this 3 times. Down the inside and up the outside. To the chest and other arm. Down the inside. Up the outside. Down the inside. Up the outside. I think 1 more time. Down the inside. Up the outside. Waking everything up. Back to the chest. And going down the sternum toward the belly. Either on the belly or a little bit below the belly. And then we'll turn over to the back. So just on the kidneys, you could lean forward a little bit, up and down the back. If you're on a chair, maybe you want to be at the edge of your chair. Excuse me. Up and down the back. And then, because why not, we can slap down the outside of the legs, because the legs are still here even though we're sitting. And then up the inside. Down the outside. Up the inside. One more time, down the outside. Up the inside. Back to the belly. Taking some nice big breaths. And slow it down. All right, so we've done some shaking, we've done some knocking, and now we're going to do the pump. And so you could do it standing or we can do it sitting. Sitting, we're just going to put hand on each elbow. We're going to inhale, arms come above the head, stretch, and exhale back down. Focusing not so much on the stretch, but on the point below the belly button. Using the breath to stretch. In the nose, out the mouth. You could switch hands on the elbows. Whatever feels good. Pumping the belly and feeling an opening in the throat around C7 of the neck. And we can continue the pump. We're going to open up to the sides now. And back to the center. This is actually part of expanding to the 6 directions. Stretching the ribs, the lungs, the whole body. Opening front to back. You can push the hands up to the sides. Inhale, fresh chi. Exhale. You can in the nose, up the mouth if you want. And going to bring the hands up, back of the hands toward each other, up and out, down towards the earth. Hands come toward each other, the midline, above the head, and down and out. This is part of the fountain. It's really good for the kidneys and more energy. Inhale, hands come up, back of the hands toward each other. Exhale, down and out. Really opening, freeing the ribs. The diaphragm tends to get stuck. People get stuck up and then they can't release and unwind. Wind and let go. Now we're going to reverse the direction, palms facing up. Inhale, hands come up, and then bringing the heavens down, coming down, washing over the body. Palms up. Drawing up the earth energy, connecting to the sky and down over the body. Absorbing all the light while activating the hormonal system, the glandular system, the pituitary gland, which sits in the sphenoid bone. Pituitary is the master gland, and the sphenoid is the master bone. And by activating the glandular system with the light system, we're becoming liquid light. Light can be a wave or a particle, they're finding out. Now we're going to go into an expanding the 6 directions, more of a flow. So wrists come up to the shoulder, palms push forward, wrists come up, hands go out, wrists come up, storing it down in the lower dantian. Inhale up, pushing out, come back. Noticing the sensations in the body. Some places might feel more open, more loose. You can use the breath still as a stretch. The intentions of yawning, expanding, yawning, or belching. The eyes might water, might get sweaty, you might get dry. These are phenomenon of the autonomous nervous system. The nervous system follows all the arteries. And we're waking out the lymphatic system and the veins for less pressure. Coming one. Connecting into the cranial sacral rhythm. So when our breath slows down, it connects to the cranial sacral rhythm, and we connect to the deep fascias inside of the spinal cord. Inside the spinal cord, there's a big opening, and it's surrounded by a sheath of connective tissue and fluid, and that encases our spinal cord. Very important in health. Out to the sides, back in, and down. Now with the palms facing toward each other, we're going to start turning the wheel. So starting at the navel, we're going to push down towards the pelvic floor, pulling the hands back towards the spine. Inhale up the spine towards the ears, and at the ears and the eye level, it goes forward and then back down. Push back, lift the hands up. The hands are just sort of guiding or mimicking what's happening inside the body. Come out to the eyes, forward and back down, circulating all that energy, smoothing out our chi. Sometimes there might be little hiccups. If you've ever been in your house using an electronic device and you found the lights will flicker or power turns off, we notice there's these spikes. It's not constant energy. Sometimes it flickers or it spikes or it surges. So this too can happen in our body. We're sort of assessing and treating at the same time, like a craniosacral therapist or an osteopath would. A little bit of self-assessment. And we're going to focus on the acronym, two acronyms. There's the 4 T's and SQUAR. These are our assessment tools. 4 T's are tone, temperature, texture, and tenderness. So we're going to notice the tone. To some places feel very tight, to some places feel more relaxed. And we're also going to see temperature. Some places might feel hot, some places might feel colder. Just circulating the chi. Just turning the wheel. Sometimes people will do just this one move for 45 minutes. Very powerful. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, remembering to smile so that we activate the neurocranium and the visceral cranium. Sphenoid bone is part of the neurocranium, and then the visceral cranium connects to the organs and part of the face, the nose, the upper lips, and the lower jaw. And so that's part of the social engagement aspect of the nervous system. So we've engaged the parasympathetic, we've engaged the sympathetic, and then we're also activating the social engagement. So as we do this, you might start to get tingling or buzzing in the nose, the lips, and the lower jaw, not necessarily any other places. And this is for that reason. So we got tone, we got temperature, then there's texture. So as you come up, you can kind of rub your hands a bit. They might feel like sandpaper. They might feel like you've got some sort of cream on them. This is changing as we breathe. So this is the texture of your fascial system. The skin is the outermost layer of your fascia. And so we're seeing the macrocosm, and then we're imagining the microcosm. And then we have tenderness. Some places might feel sore or painful. So those are our 4 T's. Now we're going to put one hand under the belly, and we're going to put one hand up. We're going to go into centering, bring the hand up, stopping at the center line with the thumb facing towards you, and then we'll come down the midline, resting this hand just on top of the other hand, and then switching hands. We'll get into square. Square is S-Q-A-R. So as we calm down and center ourselves, we're going to notice for symmetry, does the right side feel the same as the left side? So it's very easy when we're doing centering. We can see we're dividing ourselves in a left and right side, a yin and a yang, a mother and a father side, sun and moon. And then we have SQ, we have quality. So does it feel smooth? Does it feel choppy? Like we were talking about, are there brownouts happening in your power system? Are there patches of light, or is it just constant, steady, good power? We'll notice the amplitude. So at this point, we're tuning into the therapeutic pulse. So I might start by just noticing our breath, and then we start to notice our heart beating, and then we start to feel the pulse in the bodies. Again, that's part of the arteries. Arteries follow nerves. So you'll have more of the yang expression with this. And then we have rate. What is the rate? So how fast or slow are we going? So we have symmetry, quality, amplitude, and rate. And we can also feel tone, temperature, texture, and tenderness. Very cool self-assessments. And back down. And we'll just put both hands on the belly, taking some breaths into the belly. Now we're going to talk about the 2 breath moves. So we talked about fanning the flame, and we can do that in the first, second, or third gear. So fanning the flame is we'll just put hands on the belly. And when we inhale, the belly expands. When we exhale, belly goes toward the spine. Start just a nice rate. Call that first gear. As we do this, we start to feel light in the head, loose in the body. Inhale, exhale. A little faster. Like we're jogging now. You might notice temperature as you inhale, cool air comes in, and as you exhale, letting go of that heat or steam. You know, when you fog up a mirror, you go, that's sort of the exhale sound, the tiger sound. But we don't want to let the steam out. We want the steam to go inward. So we're going to hum. And this stimulates the vagus nerve. So when we inhale, we're going to open up, feel that cool air come into the throat with the dragon breath. You might burp or yawn. And then as we exhale, feel that hum and feeling that moisture and that saliva, swallow it down. We're going to go into third gear. So we're going to go feel like we're running. Lighten the head, the feet tingling, the hands tingling. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly goes toward the spine. Few more breaths. 2, 1, and let go. We're going to go in towards embryonic breathing, which is like reverse breathing. So you can pinch the nose, and this time when you inhale, the belly goes in and comes up, still with the dragon breath. And then when you exhale, belly goes out and expands. And you're going to do that with the nose pinched if you want. If you don't have to, if you don't want to, but that just adds the extra element. So. Inhale fully. Hold and squeeze like you're pushing down a balloon and blowing out your ears. Look to the mid-eye. Eyes crossed toward the center. And letting go. So we went from fanning the flames, doing normal breathing, belly breathing. Then we went into reverse breathing or embryonic breathing, where the inhale was a suction and the exhale was an expansion. And then we inhale, held, and squeezed and added that pressure and pushed down the diaphragms like we want to pee with great force. That was one round. Now we can go into round 2. We're going to repeat this a few more times, 3 to 5 rounds. So back to hands on belly. Maybe you can't see my belly. That's in my face. Okay. Or my belly. A little faster, like we're jogging. Third gear, like we're running now. Fully in, fully out. Embryonic breathing. Fully in. Hold and squeeze. Push down. And letting go. When we're doing the inhaled squeeze, we're pushing down the diaphragm, eyes toward the center, the mid-eye, seeing the light, looking for the light. By the third round, you'll start to see patches of light. We're pushing down, you're going to get to swallow some of the saliva, and you are imagining heat to the extremities, the hands and the feet, the points we talked about. We're connecting and we're feeling heat and tingling and warmth in those as we're doing the inhale, hold, and pressurizing the system. And as we do further rounds, it's like we're diving deeper and deeper. So it takes around 3 rounds to get into the full into the lymphatic system. We must be warmed up and relaxed at the same time. So third round, hands on the belly, normal breathing, inhale, belly expands, exhale. Embryonic breathing is reverse, inhale is, and exhale. So I guess we're more chest breathing in that, sucking the diaphragm up. And this helps free up all the lower body fascias. So here we go to round number 3. Like we're going for a nice walk. Walking, jogging, then running. Teeth lightly touching, keeping the alignment in the face, tongue to the roof of the mouth. We're going to go second gear, jogging. Still like you could keep a bit of a conversation. You can add the sounds to the breath if you want to. That helps intensify. We're increasing the amplitude. We talked about symmetry, quality, amplitude, and rate. As you find, as you increase amplitude, you start to, quality seems to diminish. So we're smoothing out the quality while maintaining symmetry and increasing the rate. Lighten the head, loosen the body. Third gear, like we're running. A few more times. Pull it in, letting go, embryonic breathing. Pull it in. And letting go. Now you guys have the idea. We're gonna go round number 4. Feeling the top of your crown connecting to the Big Dipper. Spine straight, the back of the head lifts forward, the chin slightly tucks, teeth are touching each other, feeling the alignment. You might switch hands, it could be right over left, or now you could do left over right. Feel how when you switch the hands, you can feel the temperature change on the back of the hand versus the palm. You could even take your feet and rub your feet together to each other. Feel the temperature and texture down there. Now my eyes are starting to water. Start to sound like I'm snoring or something. The teeth might start to chatter or move. Round second gear. My words don't work as good. We're getting into the deep brain. Less talking, more feeling. Like we're jogging. Sometimes you can't jog and talk at the same time. Third gear, like we're running. Running from the tiger, chasing the dragon. I don't know, whatever you want. In a circle. Make it fun. Fun is smiling, just like laughing. Belly laughs. Turning anger into laughter. So many emotions, I don't know. Feeling happiness, sadness, tired, awake, all at the same time. Synesthesia. Hearing and feeling sounds. Sounds become colors. Doesn't matter. It's all a spectrum. Sometimes I sound like a donkey. It's like hee haw, hee haw. I don't know. A few more times. Fully in and letting go. Embryonic breathing. Fully in. Hold and squeeze, pushing down. And there you go. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely warm. Shake it out a little. Round number 5, last round. Like an exercise. Well, we're just breathing. Whew. Okay. All right. Like we're walking again. Sunshine on our back. Maybe there's a river. I don't know. Wherever you walk. It's your journey. Focusing on that spinal cord. Stretching the breath, opening the lungs. The vibration helps open up the lungs. Maybe this is more like purring. It's the purring tiger rather than the snoring tiger. Second gear, we're going a little faster into a jog. Your body might want to rock or sway. That's okay. Excuse me. Little faster, third round, like we're running. Dog chases its tail. Tiger chases the dragon. I don't know. A few more times. Pull in. Letting go. Embryonic. Clear. And letting go. Hands just gently over the belly. Taking whatever rhythm or rate of breath you want. Do our body scan now. So now we're checking everywhere. What's the tone like? Are we tense or are we light in the head and loose in the body? Maybe my foot is tense, but my belly is loose. What's the temperature? Are parts of me hot? Which parts? Are parts of me cold? Which parts? Not trying to change it, just trying to notice. Quantum physics tells us by sheer observation, matter will change. And so if we believe that our body is matter and our body is energy, then just a simple state of observation will change it. Not that that's our goal. We're just noticing, being the inner witness. We have the therapeutic pulse. You'll feel the pulse. Maybe the fascial voice. There might be a sound or a ringing in your ear or a voice or a pulling, a calling. It's our intuition. What's the texture? Do we feel like sandpaper in spots, or do we feel like gel? Are things sliding and gliding very easily, or does it feel stuck? Some spots are more slide and glide. Some spots are now, you can notice, are stuck that you didn't know were stuck before. You might rock side to side a little bit, like swimming dragon. And tenderness. Did any parts start to feel sore or achy? Noting those. You can kind of move and stretch in whatever way your body guides you to. Just listen to that fascial voice. No agenda, just listening. And then we'll go into squares. So what's the symmetry? Does the right side feel the same as the left? It doesn't have to. Just notice what's the difference between the left and the right. And what's the difference between my upper body and lower body? If the belly button is like the equator of the earth, do my hands feel different to my feet? Does my upper body feel different to my lower body? What's the quality like? Is the quality of my breath improved? Quality of my thoughts? Quality of my heart rate? Do I feel shaky in my breath? Do I feel emotions coming up? What's the amplitude? Do I feel like I'm breathing very shallow, or am I taking full, deep, big breaths? Am I using a lot of force or effort, or is it very easy? And what's the rate? Where's my natural rate? Maybe give it a number. Might be like 5 times a minute. Might be 12 times a minute. Might be 3 times a minute. And then whenever you're ready, slowly open your eyes. And we'll go right into our meditation. So I'm going to read from my book here. And I'm going to pick Enneagram number 3. So first I'll explain what a 3 is. So I like to view these as channels of thought pattern that we can tune into. And once we're aware of them, then we can change the channel if we should choose. If we don't like what's on that channel, you can simply change it. Sometimes we get stuck on a certain channel. We call that our type. So channel 3, Enneagram 3 we'll talk about, and this has to do with the heart center, 2, 3, and 4. So channel 3 is the motivator, the success-orientated, pragmatic type. Remember that 3s try to escape from their fear of being rejected by seeking the affirmation of others through personal excellence. They see themselves as competent and worthwhile, although to others they may seem attention-seeking and arrogant. If 3s sense that others are not responding to them, they begin to project an image that they believe will be more desirable. Thus, 3s disown their true self piece by piece and invest their energy in the roles they play until they lose touch with their feelings and any sense of who they really are. Terrified that someone will see through their facade to the growing emptiness inside, they may betray themselves and others to save their image. 3s can escape their trap by acknowledging and releasing the desire for attention and admiration. They see that their ceaseless search for applause alienates them from themselves and leads them away from deeper values. As they dare to give up their masks, they discover that they are not empty. They have many long buried feelings and selfless impulses. And by pursuing values and relationships that truly nourish their spirit, they discover that the authentic self they have so long concealed is more admirable than any image they could project. Now, this may stir up some emotions in yourself now that we've gotten to that layer. So really tune into the thoughts and the feelings. And we're going to go up from the bottom of the ocean floor as we ascend to the surface. And you can say these out loud or in your head or not at all. I now release being obsessed by my hostile feelings toward others. I now release believing that sabotaging others will make things better for me. I now release feeling jealous of others and their good fortune. I now release my fear of failing and being humiliated. I now release feeling that I am inadequate and will be rejected. I now release feeling that I must conceal my mistakes and limitations. I now release closing down my feelings in order to function. I now release betraying my own integrity to get the admiration of others. I now release attempting to misrepresent myself and my abilities. I now release the grandiose expectations I have of myself. I now release craving constant attention and affirmation. I now release using arrogance to compensate for my own insecurity. I now release desiring to impress others with my performance. I now release concealing myself behind masks. I now release comparing myself with others. I now release driving myself relentlessly to be the best. Now that we've created some space, we're going to fill them with good thoughts. I now affirm that I have value regardless of my achievements. I now affirm that I am centered and emotionally available. I now affirm that I am caring and have a good heart. I now affirm that I take in the love others give me. I now affirm that I am responsible to those who look up to me. I now affirm that I am happy to work for the good of others. I now affirm that I develop my true talents by accepting who I am. I now affirm that I delight in the accomplishments and successes of others. I now affirm that I can reveal my real self without being afraid. Just soak all that in, hands over the belly, breathing all those good thoughts and feelings in. Thank you for joining me.